It's the question that's kind of buzzing in the back of everyone's mind, right? Will AI take my job? I mean, as this technology gets smarter and woven into pretty much everything we do, it's a fear we all have to face. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack what's really going on with the future of work.
So let's just ask it straight up. Will an AI take your job? The simple answer is, well, there really isn't one. The fear is definitely real, I get it. But the reality? It's a whole lot more nuanced and honestly, way more interesting than a simple yes or no. To figure out where we're headed, we've got to start with the anxiety of right now. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi thing anymore. The reasons people are worried about their jobs being automated are very, very real, and they're already here. I mean, just look at how direct this is. This quote isn't some spooky warning, it's a selling point. It's from a course teaching people how to use AI. The technology is being marketed, right out in the open, as a replacement for human roles. And that, right there, is the heart of the anxiety.
And we're already seeing this play out. The first jobs on the chopping block are the ones that are routine and predictable. Data entry, basic customer service chats, assembly line work, that kind of stuff. But here's what's new. AI is now coming for tasks we thought were safe, tasks that seemed creative or highly technical, like writing marketing copy or even generating lines of code.
And this visual really drives home the next level of this anxiety. See, AI isn't just about simple repetitive tasks anymore. It's starting to move into workflow management, organization, analysis, the kinds of jobs that require seeing the bigger picture. Okay, but just when that fear starts to feel a little overwhelming, economics gives us a really powerful counterargument. It's a concept that challenges the very foundation of this whole fear, this idea that there's a fixed, limited number of jobs to go around.
So at its core, the lump of labor fallacy is this belief that if a machine or an AI does a job, then that job is just gone forever. It treats the economy like a zero-sum game, where for someone to win, someone else has to lose.
And this slide illustrates it perfectly. The fallacy on the left sees the economy as this fixed pie, and every new technology just means everyone's slice gets smaller. But what history actually shows us is the reality on the right. The whole pie gets bigger. New tech doesn't just eliminate old work, it creates new wealth, new demands, and, you guessed it, entirely new jobs.
And as Nobel laureate Paul Krugman puts it, pretty bluntly, economists have been pushing back against this idea for centuries. And this isn't just some abstract theory, it's a principle backed up by real-world data on how automation actually plays out.
All right, this is where things get so much clearer, and it's maybe the most important point. The real impact of AI isn't about wiping out entire jobs. It's about automating specific tasks that are part of those jobs.
You see those scary headlines all the time, right? The ones about massive job loss. They often make this one big mistake. They look at a job title, like accountant, and just declare the whole profession is at risk, totally missing what an accountant actually does all day long.
Okay, so on this graph, I want you to focus on the difference between those two lines. That dashed line, that's the scary view, the one that looks at whole occupations. It makes it seem like a few jobs are at 100% risk. But look at the solid line. That's the reality when you break jobs down into individual tasks. The risk is way more spread out. And why is that? Because most jobs are a mix of things a machine can do and things that are still very, very hard for a machine to do.
And what are those things? Well, they're the skills that are uniquely human. AI really struggles with genuine social intelligence, like persuading a client or negotiating a tricky deal. It can't just replicate true creativity, and it has no idea what to do with messy, unpredictable problems that pop up in the real world, and it sure can't provide genuine human empathy. So this brings us to a really critical part of the whole conversation. Because humans are still so essential, there are actual legal and ethical frameworks being built to make sure we stay in control. This isn't just happening by chance, it's happening by design.
This guidance from the UK's Information Commissioner's Office is so important. It basically says you can't have an AI make a decision and then have a person just mindlessly click approve. That's not good enough. For it to count, the human oversight has to be real, it has to be active, and it has to be meaningful. This principle is our safety net. It means AI is positioned as an incredibly powerful tool to help us to do all the heavy lifting with data, but the final judgment, the critical thinking, and the accountability, that all stays with a person.
So let's walk through how this actually works. First, the AI crunches all the numbers, finds the patterns, and gives a recommendation.
But then, and this is the most important part, a human steps in. They don't just look at the answer, they review the logic behind it, and then they make the final informed call. This whole process keeps common sense and human judgment in the driver's seat.
So when you put all these ideas together, the growing economic pie, the focus on tasks instead of jobs, and this need for human oversight, you start to see a totally different picture. The real conversation isn't about job loss, it's about job transformation. And you know what? We've been here before. Think about the automobile. It didn't just get rid of jobs for blacksmiths and staple hands. It created a massive new economy around manufacturing, repair, and sales that nobody could have even imagined 100 years ago. Technology reshapes the world of work. It doesn't end it.
And this right here perfectly captures the new ecosystem of roles being created as we speak. I mean, think about it. We need people to train AI systems, to audit them, to write good prompts. We need AI ethicists and oversight managers. And these aren't all just super technical roles. They demand human skills like critical thinking and ethical judgment to manage these systems responsibly.
So here's the ultimate takeaway. Fearing a robot takeover is really asking the wrong question. The real question, the one we should all be asking, is how are we going to adapt? How will we learn to collaborate with these incredibly powerful new tools? Because the future of work isn't going to be human versus machine. It's going to be human with machine.